Alrighty guys, so now we're onto the outside of the van. We're going to start up the front, work our way around. So first off, you've got your 2 9-litre gas tanks, which we'll fill up for you in our pre-delivery. Okay, you've got your gas regulator here. So for travel, the gas regulator wants to be central and your tanks are off. Okay, if you want to use a tank, point to the tank, turn that one on. Okay. Alright, so just on these tanks, once you do empty these, we're just going to want to refill these. They're not swap and goes, they're a bit bigger, they fit in the van, they look better on the van. So just fill these ones back up when you're done. Alrighty guys, because we've got a Franklin, we have this front window. So really simple to use, you have to pinch these. So Daniel's going to pinch the other side and then we lift it up. Okay, from there you can lock this in wherever you want and just tighten that up. Beautiful. Some of the Franklin models will have a front boot. So you open that one up. You have the battery stored in there. You'll also have the brake safe around the corner there. You will also have your VIN plate in the front boot as well, and the wind for your stability legs. Next up, we've got your little external A-frame tap down here. So you've got a nice little stone guard for it. This tap will run off your pump as well as your mains pressure. Alrighty guys, moving around the van, now we've got your tunnel boot. Okay, so for all external hatches, we pop these up, give them a twist and then pull open. This one is a 3/4 tunnel boot for this specific layout of Franklin. Okay, just on these, when we are bringing these down, we want to bring it down nice and gentle. These hinges are plastic, we don't want to break them. Okay, put this one up, and just below this one, we have your gas bayonet. Okay, so you've got a little dust cover, pull that one off, plug your Weber in, okay, and get cooking. All right, moving across, we've got one of your forward stability legs. So we pull this one out, bring it down, and then that's where that wind comes in. Wind your stability leg down just till it touches the ground. We don't use these for leveling. Okay, when we're putting these back up, we just want to give it a good shake and make sure it's not going to fall down while you're driving. Alrighty guys, so moving down, we've got a few things. You've got your 2 marine grade speakers, your little annex light up here. We've also got a 10 amp outlet just here. We've got a 12 volt point and a coax for your TV. You can chuck that on your picnic table over here. You want to make sure these ones are locked before you head off for travel. You don't want that one dropping down. Okay, down on your tyres. So after your first 100 Ks, we're going to want to tighten those wheel nuts and check with us on handover day as to your PSI for your wheels. Alrighty guys, moving down a little bit further, we've got your door. Okay, so when the handle is out like this, it's not flush, that means it's open, we can pull it. All right, we can separate this bit, hook it in over here. You've also got your nice fly screen here, okay? So to separate the fly screen from the door, we just turn the handle up and then we can shut that one off, okay? On the inside here, we've also got a little deadlock. So you flip that one down and that will lock the door at night time. So clicking these ones back together, you just want to make sure you click the top and the bottom. We've also got this really nice blind on the inside, so simply just pull that one down. Okay, cover up the window and then back up. All right guys, so on the back of the van, we've got 2 main things we want to look at. One is your spare tire, so that's all the same as what's on the van. And then we've got your reversing camera up here or your marriage saver. Okay, that's going to be wired up to your car on handover day. All right guys, moving around, we've got the toilet cassette, everyone's favorite thing to do. Pull that one out. So we've got a Thetford here, lift this little blue tab up. Pull it out, they put them on wheels, pop it out, do the walk of shame over to the dumping point. Okay, once you get to that dumping point, you're going to want to spin this one out, wind that off. That's your release button there, so while you're tipping, you hold that one down. Alrighty, so if you want to give this one a bit of a clean out, what you do is slide this one off, open it with this blue tab, give it a spray in there with a hose, and then tip it all out again. We always got to put it back in the van how we found it. So we'll lock that one off, shut that off. We put it back in and we just want that blue tab to click in. Then we can shut this off. Alrighty guys, I'll just go over a few things in this area. So underneath here, we've got a grey water tank. You've got a little valve here. So that little red valve is open, pointing towards us, shut that way, okay? You've also got your mains pressure inlet here. That's where you'll be getting your water. You've also got a little one-way valve, this little brass piece in here, okay? That's your one-way valve. Sometimes if you get a little bit of dust in here, that will clog up. To avoid that situation, you get one of your hose fittings, put that over there, a little bit of silicone over the end of the hose, and that'll stop any dust getting in there. While we're here also, you've also got a jacking point, okay, so if you do need to jack up your tyres, change your tyres over, you've got the same jacking point on the other side of the van. Now, because you guys have a 3-way smart fridge standard in these vans, you've got a few different vents and one flue out the top as well. Alright guys, we've also got your radio antenna up here. You can extend this one out if you want to get some better service. Moving down, you've got your filler point for your 2 freshwater tanks. If you open this one up, you'll be able to see you've got the point to fill it, and you've also got a little breather hole there to avoid any airlocks. Just above here, we've got your 15 amp inlet, okay, so that's where you get your 240 power. Plug that one in, and you've also got your circuit breaker here. We've also got this one here. That one there is the earth for your battery. It's not a random screw, we want to leave that one there. Moving down, we've got our Trimmer ultra rapid hot water service vent, okay? You just leave this vent here, it does its job. Alright guys, now we're onto the awning. So first thing you're going to want to do is unlock the travel lock. So we pull that one out. Show you that one again. So just pull it out like that, and we're going to go down here and we're going to loosen this nut just till it's loose. We don't want to back it off the whole way. Next, you're going to do that on the other side, which I've already done, prepared it earlier. Okay, then you're going to want to pull out your awning stick, which should be in your tunnel boot. It'll look something like this. Okay, then we go down to the back side of the van. There'll be a little switch up the top there. You use your awning stick to pull that one down, just like that. Okay, from here we're ready to pull the awning out. You can use your stick if you want, hook it in the loop, and then we pull. Now we don't pull it out all the way like that, because what can happen, we can get water pooling in there. So we actually just leave it just a little bit off, so you can have that water flowing off and not pooling inside here. Okay, from here, you do this at both ends. We'll pull this one up. That'll lock in here, just like that. Okay, then we can put down a tiny bit of pressure and tighten this up. Pull this side up, lock it in that little mechanism there, little bit of pressure down, and tighten this one up. Okay, from here we've got 2 different ways we can set the awning up. One way is we extend these poles all the way out and just leave it locked into the van. That's the quickest and easiest way. The other way is we pull the legs out and we peg everything down. So the first one, from here we'll pull this one up and out. If I let go of this handle anywhere, it'll lock in along the tracks. Okay, so we go out, lock that in, we go down the other end, pull this one out and lock it in. There you go, you got your awning set up. Alright, so the other way we can set the awning up, we drop this down to about that much off the bottom on both sides. Drop this side down, so you've got that little gap there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to pull these legs out from the van. So we've got a little latch here, pull that back. We want to have a solid grip on the pole because it's going to want to swing into the van like that. We walk it out, place your leg down, walk this side out and place that leg down. From here you're going to want to get your pegs, your guy ropes, and peg everything down. Pull this one across, you can wrap it around the pole. To tighten out the actual awning itself, what you can do, if you've got one person, you just do it like this, push here, loosen, push it out and tighten to make that nice and tight. If you've got 2 people, you can use some teamwork. When we're ready to pack it up, it's pretty much exactly how we set it up, but just in reverse. So we're going to walk these legs in, lock it into that little point, you just push it in like that. Do that on both ends. Walk this one in, lock it. From here we can loosen this one up the top, lefty loosey. Okay, and then we can bring this down. So you push down, that will allow this to slide all the way down. Okay, from there, we bring this all the way to the bottom. Exact same down this end, we can loosen this one, press that little button, slide it all the way down, and then slide this one down. From here, I always like to line this little rope up with the door, so you can use the step when putting it up. We pull it down a little bit, flick that up, and then we can start walking it in. Walk it in. Use the step if you're short like me. And then from here, we'll go to each end, lock it, and we're tightening this one up. Okay, do that at both ends, and then you're good to go. All right guys, onto the hookup now. So what you're gonna wanna do is pull your car up to the hitch. You're gonna wanna make sure you've got plenty of clearance so you can get your ball or the pin. In this case, we've got a DO35 underneath the hitch. Okay, so once we've lined it up, we can wind it down, all right, all the way, take all the weight onto the car. We can lock our DO35 in by pressing this button, and that will lock it in. All right guys, just to show you over here, we've got a standard ball hitch. So it's the same principles. You're gonna line it up, you're gonna wind it down onto that ball, and then to lock it in, this is how we do it here. You drop that down, you can put a little pin through there to stop that coming off. And that's pretty much everything is the same. Okay. From there, we'll go ahead and take off our jockey wheel. This one can go into your tunnel boot, or if you've got a toolbox, or into the back of the car. There you go, Daniel. All right, we put this one back. We want to do this nice and tight, so it's not going to come off. From here, we can put the handbrake down now. We move to our plugs. Okay, in this case, we've got 3. We've got your 12 pin, which is going to do your lights and whatnot, and your fridge. That's this one. The Gray Anderson plug is going to charge your battery while you're driving, and then we've got our reverse camera as well. That's going to run straight through to your monitor and show you what's going on behind you. All right, so your 12 pin is just a straight plug in, line up the big ones with the big ones. Okay, same as your Gray Anderson plug. That one plugs straight in. And now with the reverse camera, you're going to want to line up this little groove just there. Okay, with the little arrow, we'll line it up with the groove on the inside, plug it in, and then you screw it on. Next up, we want to get these chains onto the car. You've got kind of 2 options here. You can do what Dad's done with these hooks, or most commonly you can just use some D-shackles. All right, so we're going to pull the chains out, making sure we're always crossing our chains over as they are. And you're using the D-shackle to link up your chain with your car. Hook it in, D-shackle goes on, and screw it in nice and tight. All right, so we've got our chains on. Next up, we're going to want to put our brake safe on. So this one goes on to metal, okay, not on your D-shackle, not on your chains. Okay, solid metal. I always put it behind the D-shackle. That's going to pull that pin. If you haven't crossed your chains, you haven't put your hitch on properly, the car comes separate from the van. Pull that pin and apply the brakes on the van. Next thing I always do is, I think this is a good time to just check. We've got our gas regulator in the center and we're turning both of our tanks off. Okay. From here, you're ready to go. You can take your van and go enjoy some lovely holidays.